Oh, well, hey guys, Keith of Alaskan Motorhome. I'm sitting here waiting for the mail to come. I have a package coming with a new drone battery. Now, when I first started flying drones, I bought a few cheap drones that were $300 and I flew them around, crashed them, learned how to fly. And then my very first big drone was a Yuneec Q500 Typhoon 4K, and I loved flying that thing. It took great aerial photography, but the problem was I could never fly it here in Fairbanks because they came out with that dreaded no-fly zone. So recently I found out that you could get some software from Yuneec that would take away the no-fly zone. I only want to fly at 6 feet. I'm not going to endanger any aircraft. I just want to fly at about 6 feet and take little shots of scenery, rivers, creeks, that sort of thing. And so anyways, I was going to get this thing all updated with that, and I realized the batteries were no good. Both of my batteries swelled to where they looked like they were going to explode. So anyways, I'm waiting for that battery to come, and then we're going to get this Q500 up and going and see if we can't go around Fairbanks and take some good aerial photography. Well, now when I first bought this drone, like I said, I ended up not being able to fly it as much because of the no-fly zones. So what I ended up doing is I ended up buying a DJI Phantom, because at the time they did not have the same no-fly zones like these had. So, and then in the meantime, DJI has came out with their no-fly zones. So I ended up buying a Mavic Platinum Pro, and now I'm having issues with that. I can't fly it anywhere here in Fairbanks because of the no-fly zone. And if it does let me fly, it never acts right. It acts crazy. So I'm hoping to get this one going again, and with this new software, to see how good it goes. So come on, mailman. Now this thing's been pretty much just sitting on a shelf for the last 3 or 4 years, just because I can't fly it unless I drive 20 miles out of town. It's a beautiful bird. Big old 4K camera on there. 3-axis gimbal. Well, I've got my charging station all set up for when this new battery comes, so I can give it a good charge. And hopefully all this works good. Now time to see if my Q500 battery came. Oh, it looks like it did. Sweet. So here's my new Q500 battery, and instead of buying it from Yuneec, I bought it from Giphy Power. All right, and instead of a 56 milliamp, I've got a 7500. Sweet. All right, so let's hook this thing up and see if it'll start charging. All right, so let's plug in the charger. Should see a green flashing light saying it's ready to charge. There we go. All right, so now let's plug in this new all right, we got a red blinking light, and that means that it is charging. Sweet. All right, so let's let that charge, and can't wait to stick it in the copter. All right, well, it's been a couple hours, and it looks like the battery has successfully charged. Solid green means charging is complete. Alright, well, let's see how well this battery fits. Oops, slides right in. My other ones were so hard to get in because they were swollen. Alright, so let's get this thing ready to fire up. First thing we need to do is remove the gimbal guard on that 4K camera. Well, then we'll fire up this remote. Alright, so the remote's all booted up. It's trying to connect with the craft, so let's turn this thing on. First time with a new battery. Nice. Hey, welcome pilot. And hey, like I was saying about the no-fly zone software. So I did install it with the old battery that had like 5% power in it. And it must have took because it says it's ready. Keeps wanting me to put an SD card in. Alright, so I had an SD card laying here, 16 gigabyte. Let's put that in. Goes in the back of the camera. Alright, so I put an SD card in there and everything seems like it's functioning pretty good. I'm not getting any warnings that I'm in a no-fly zone. So let's see if the motors will start, because they would never start here at my house. What's going on? It's not letting me start the engines. Alright, let me look into this. Alright, so now I'm going to hook it up to my software I have here. And instantly I get everything checked. It says my compass needs recalibrated. Alright, let's do some diagnostics. Alright, so after reinstalling that update, let's see if it works now. Let's hit the start button for 3 seconds and see if the motors start. Hey, alright. She's a flying. Sweet. Alright. Now it's time to go put some blades on this thing and try to fly it as soon as the rain stops.